some interesting weather over the next couple days.
Hopefully it won't be that bad.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've done what we can, right? You proceed with the best know-how, and I've been living in Florida since '96. So, I mean, I've been through a ton of these, but this one is hitting where I live pretty directly. So we did have to make some decent plans, but we've made them. So, we're good to go. I'm happy to be here with all of you tonight, though, talking about fun stuff, talking about how the universe is actually very abundant, no matter what it seems like to you. There is just a giving, abundant nature underneath all the chaos. And if we can settle ourselves down and find that, we can bring that to the forefront of our experience. And that's what today is for. So, this is actually a blessing for me today, also, to be able to be here. And everyone, make sure again that you have your water and then your maybe a pen and paper today. You never know with Peter. Sometimes he just gets going and you're not going to need those notes. And sometimes there'll be some nitty gritty that you want to write down and kind of cogitate on later. So, Peter, you said you were busy today already. What kind of cool stuff were you doing earlier today?
It's been it's been nonstop. Um, we have the new Azuz pendula coming in the next probably 6 to 8 weeks. And it's a lot of crossing T's and dotting I's, and then I did a 2 hour stretch with Darius from 4 to 6, and those are intense interviews. I mean, he's nonstop. He's boom, he's right up in there with you. And then this morning I had a lot of stuff going on. So, I mean, I work pretty hard, but these days or today I worked really hard. So we're gonna have some fun tonight, man, doing some manifesting.
Yes. Hopefully, we can manifest a little extra for ourselves and for the world today, too, right? There's a lot going on all over the place. So, we're just going to hold for another minute or so. We're almost at our start time, and we'll get going right on time this evening. We know your time is precious and valuable, so try to respect that. Hello, Kathy. How are you today? I think you've got like one person from every quadrant of the US on here today. You've got a nice wide smattering.
I've done free workshops in the past on free conference call HD.
Mm.
I did one. We had 600 or 700 participants, and
Oh, wow.
that was a big workshop.
I'm sure. That's it's interesting whenever you do these workshops, the different energies that come in depending on who's there, what information comes in, what's important, how it flows. I know for myself in the workshops that I hold, sometimes I think it's going to go one way, and once we get started and the energies all connect, it just left hand turn. So
Hmm.
that's always interesting to me to see where everything takes us as a group. Does anybody have any questions for us before we get started? Obviously, we're going to be talking about manifesting. We're going to be talking about some things that we have found works, and honestly, some things, especially in my case, that I found out don't work. But if you have any other questions, everyone enjoying their modern day mystic products right now? Anybody had any interesting experiences with their products recently? I have to say I have it underneath the chair I'm on, so I don't want to uh, pull it out right now. But my force generator extreme still just amazing, just amazing, just amazing.
So
Oh,
this
is
is
that the new pendulum?
yeah, this is the new one.
Oh, pretty
This is the production run, and
nice,
you have a little embedded crystal inside grown for this.
lovely.
And I released probably about half a dozen of these guys into the wild, and with Dr. Can's group, and she teaches a pendulum class, and they were completely rocked by what this delivered, completely blown away. And this is my first venture into a pendulum. Um,
Good.
I think people are going to be very pleasantly surprised. I might do a clearing with this tonight.
Oh, all right. I'm all for it.
People can really feel the power of what this guy is delivering. I think we might also use it for a little manifestation too.
Sandra, did
What
you
can we
have your
do?
hand up? Did you have an experience you wanted to share? Let's see if Peter can send you an unmute.
Oh,
Have that
no,
control. There you go.
I was just moving my hand. So
Oh, okay. I
thank you
thought you
for
were waving, trying to
noticing.
get our attention that you had something you wanted to share. There's
I'll do this. Okay. Thank you.
sounds good. Sounds good.
I was wondering what we could do with this. Just hang out with it?
Well, so I'll let Peter talk to it first, actually, and then I'll tell you how I use it. Because as the creator, he may have a different,
What's that?
different.
What?
The Force Generator Extreme.
I mean, there's there's lots of ways you can use it. I've used it quite a few different ways, but you can share whatever you like. Sure.
Um, for me, honestly, I do keep it right underneath where I do my major meditations. So in my space, which is actually this area here, that I sit and do my meditations every day, I do have it there. I also have the mini, and I asked mine to be linked to one another so that I can access this bigger vortex and synchronicity wherever I go. So I carry my little one with me when I travel, but it's energetically linked back to my big one so that I'm always in this protected, elevated space that I created for myself. I will say, so I've only again taken the little one with me, and the only reason I don't travel with the big one isn't because it won't travel. I don't want to lose it. I'm afraid someone at the airport will not know what it is. You know, it has magnets inside and that kind of thing. And I'm always afraid it's going to sprout legs and someone else is going to, want it TSA basically, it might take it. So I always travel with the little one. And I've taken it to Mount Shasta this past year. First of all, if y'all have never been, yeah, I gotta go. That was the most amazing trip. But I also, it reinforced or opened up even further the portal that you're able to access there, right? Because there's a natural portal, several, honestly, many at Mount Shasta, but it helps me sink back in. So now when I meditate with it and I think back to where I've been before and I want that feeling, I can get into it right away. So for me, it's a gateway, it's a portal, it's a vortex, just like it says, but it allows me to get to where I want to be in my I am consciousness very quickly. I will say that since I've been using it regularly, I can now achieve that even when I don't have it with me. So it's not that I'm reliant on it. It kind of like, I want to say it allowed me to experience something at a level that I hadn't experienced before. And now I can recall that sooner, quicker, faster. Make sense? So for me, it was a very learning tool and opened up a whole new availability of how I can access different levels of consciousness, different dimensions, that kind of thing. So hopefully that helps you out there, Miss Kathy. So you guys use them however you want, but I make a concerted effort to tap yourself into it when you go somewhere else, so even if it stays home, you'll see what happens. Just try it, right? Take it as an experiment for the next week or 2 weeks when you're out and about somewhere and you want to get to that calm place that working with it at home gives you. Work on opening it back up to just meet you wherever you're at. That's the great thing, honestly, about a lot of Peter's products is you don't need them physically on hand after you've experienced them long enough to get to the material. So everybody kind of understand what I'm saying? So like the HFA series, right? We've got the Sirius, we've got the Mini, we've got the Palladian. If you've worked with those and you've kind of accessed what that energy is and you've used it regularly and you go on a trip and you happen to forget it, all you need to do is mentally bring yourself back into connection with that device and the portal that it opens, and you can be there. Does that make sense to everybody?
Cool. Yeah.
So kind of, sort of.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Hey guys, it's 8 o'clock. We're gonna jump on this now.
Great.
Thank you, Georgia, for that. So I'd like to thank everyone to the October 8th manifestation. I'm going to be sharing one or two different techniques that I've never shared publicly before about manifesting, and Georgia has agreed also very nicely to join us in tonight's call and share some of her gifts with manifesting as well. And so let's we're going to do a quick water blessing, kind of set the tone and the mood. So if you don't have a glass of water, you want to go ahead and get one. We are going to raise our our left hand is receiving over that glass of water about 3 inches, and spread your fingers. In a second, you're going to start to feel that energy running down through your hand into the water. Once that kicks in, I'm going to put your attention on the water and repeat those 8 magical words. I honor the space in which you exist. And you're going to feel something slightly different. It's going to be kind of like a modulating energy coming in and out, and it's going to repeat and build in momentum for a few seconds, at which point you're going to want to go ahead and drink as much as you want. Notice the taste and the texture. That one's good. It's really good. So, manifesting has been a goal for people that have woken up, and for people that haven't woken up for time immemorial. People always want to manifest things in their life at the speed and agility of just thinking about it. And I've developed many products and services over the last 20 years that allow people to manifest things into their life. And, as I roll out products and I learn more about the mechanics of how true manifesting works, I usually come out with a new product line around that, or I do a workshop like this and just give away information freely as part of giving back to the community at large. And, there's many, many different ways and theories on how to manifest, but, it always boils down to basically one concept. What do you want? And the knowingness of what you want is where 99.999% of the work is. And people just don't understand that. The rest is really just a story about, human ego and human drama to bring that thing that you desire into fruition. And if you really, really, truly know what you want in your head, you never worry about how or when or why it's going to show up. Because when the story is told and the universe picks that up, it's always delivered in a perfection that personifies perfection, because the carrot was always right here, but you just couldn't see it until the time of the great work to be done. And when it's revealed, these energetic connections that are made are impossible, but yet they make perfect sense to bring that which you desire into fruition. So the first technique I'm going to show you is a very, very simple body geometry. Okay. And years ago, I created a video series, which is free on YouTube, called Body Geometries. And they're very simple hand movements to derive at certain things. Most of them are activating certain things inside the body. Some things, there's other ones that elevate parameters in your environment. And then I got kind of burnt out on that after, I think, about 105 of them. I mean, I did a lot. I started a Violet Flame Decree series. I think I got maybe through 20 or 25 of those. Those were pretty popular. But then, I've always kind of had a knack for bringing through sacred geometry. And I figured, what about if I took, the body's geometries, but married it to a piece of sacred geometry and a Violet Flame Decree? How much more powerful would that be? Wow. It took it to a whole nother extreme, amplifying and personifying the power of those body geometries squared. So tonight we're going to do a simple basic one. These are very easy to do, but these will help you bring things that you desire into fruition. The first thing you want to do is know what you want. That's the hardest part. Know what you want. What do you want? And there's nothing that's too big or too small, but the more detail you have in it, the faster it's going to come into fruition for you. And you never have to worry about how or where it's coming from. You just need to know what you want. And the universe does the rest. So if you straighten your back, put your elbows down, you bring your hands together like this. This is always how I start body geometry. And from here, we just create this classic V. Okay. As soon as we go like this shape right here is immortalized in so many pieces of artwork, so much perfection. It's the cradle of life. Leonardo Da Vinci, you know, in the last summer, there's many of these in there. He's done it throughout his paintings. It's in high magic, in world religions, in spirituality. This is the cradle of life. This is where all life derived from. So as soon as you go like this, there's this spiral of energy that instantly spins up in front of you. It's source energy. And what we want to do is just kind of close our eyes, and 3 times you're going to breathe through your mouth, breathing in that source energy, and then exhaling the garbage as we go along. So you just want to close your eyes, breathe in through your mouth, exhaling through your nose. And from here, what you're going to do is you're going to bring your fingertips together. Now, remember, folks, there's no right way, there's no wrong way, there's only the perfect way. You bring your fingertips together like this, okay? You're going to collapse your pinky and your thumb in on each other. And it's going to look just like this. Very, very simple. You're just going to collapse your pinky and your thumbs in on each other. And you're going to create this kind of triangle. And from here, again, you're just going to close your eyes. And on the in breath, I want you to think of the thing that you want to bring into fruition. And on the X breath, I want you to release the fear, the negativity, and any doubt that it's going to come into fruition. On the out breath, which is through your nose. On the in breath through your mouth, you are thinking about the thing you desire. On the out breath, you are pushing out the fear that and everything that will debilitate you from bringing that into fruition. You're going to go ahead and continue this for, 30 or 40 seconds. Go ahead. And remember, there's no right way, there's no wrong way, there's only the perfect way for you. Just allow that to flow and permutate. And you can do this 2 or 3 times a day, but that's all you really want to do. And that is one way of bringing things that you desire. Now, you can also use this method to change the outcome, right? So, earlier when I was on the Darius show, when I was on the pre-show, he was talking about changing the parameters of Milton, this amazing, this huge storm that's about to barrel into Florida. So why don't we all take a second and repeat this exercise, but use, the conscious material that you have now to manifest to kind of maybe steer that storm away from Florida, break it down into something less powerful, wish the perfect outcome on people. And this is a great way to give back to the universe in using this for positive spin and positive karma. So again, your back straight, palms down, elbows down, palms facing out, bring your hands together. We are going to create that V 3 times through your mouth, exhaling through your nose. Fingers together, create the ball. Then you collapse your pinky and your thumbs, and you're creating this body geometry right here. Again, there's no perfect way of doing it. There's only the right way for you. And then from here, On the in-breath, think of Milton falling apart before it hits Florida, some miracle coming in and taking out the strength of, the storm, curving it, however you want to see fit. You just simply breathe through your mouth, breathing in the thing that you desire, you want to bring into fruition. In this case, it's changing Milton's course, calming it down, correcting, exhaling all the fear and the doubt that you as an individual know that you have the power to bring anything into fruition that you wish. On the in breath is the manifestation. On the out breath is the exhaling of the garbage. Just allow that all to flow. Nope, that one got me a little lightheaded. Okay. You want to go ahead and post some comments. We'll pick those up in a little bit. I'm going to turn this over to Georgia. And then when she's done, we're going to come back and we're going to use the new HFA Onzul pendulum to do a little bit of clearing and manifesting to kind of give you a taste of a forthcoming MDM product in the probably November timeframe.
Awesome.
Georgia?
So I want to speak first to what Peter talked about at the beginning, which is know what you want. And interestingly, sometimes we think we know what we want, but we have some hidden resistances in there. So I'm going to share an example. I had a friend who was incredibly good at manifesting in her life. And this was several years ago. And she said to me in one phone conversation, I would like to get paid the same amount of money, but do less. I'd like to have less responsibilities in the job so that I can focus on my healing center. In 48 hours, she calls me and she is devastated. She is so upset. She has been told that she's going to keep making the same amount of money, that her responsibilities have been cut in half, and the responsibilities were given to someone else. But she was devastated about it because she didn't like the person that the responsibilities were given to. And I said, wait. You just manifested exactly what you want. You're getting paid the same amount. You're having half the responsibilities, and you're going to argue with the universe what they did with the part you didn't want anyways? Like, what is that? So she hadn't really seen it from that perspective, right? She saw it from the ego. She saw it from the I've done this, my personality's done this, I deserve that. And so she couldn't see where the blessing was. And so sometimes we do that in our own life, right? Something happens and we think, oh man, I didn't really want it to go like that. But you look at the part you did get, you clarified what you wanted, you did manifest. So that teaches us two things. One, to really pay attention to what's coming in and be grateful for the positive part and not let our ego get sucked into that other part. And then also to be in a place where when you think about what you want, you see which parts of it matter how it shows up. Right? And you do want to clarify that part. If it really matters to you how that shows up, then that needs to be part of your manifestation energy. If you just want to get to the end result, which is the quickest, fastest way to get there, know that how it shows up might not be so great. So think for a second in your life, sometime when you've had something you wanted, right? You got something in the end, it turned out to be good, but you had to go through like a yucky part in the middle. But you've told yourself that you can't manifest. You've told yourself that you're not lucky or that it doesn't happen fast, but you're doing it all the time. All the time you're doing this, and things like you got the job, but maybe it, is now on Tuesdays and Thursdays instead of Mondays and Wednesdays, and you didn't quite want that, but you didn't clarify that, but you did get what you asked for. So everybody kind of, yeah, I see a few heads shaking there. Yes, so understanding where that's coming from. So whenever you set your plan about what you want to manifest, sit quietly for a minute and look at it 360, right? As though it's its own little ball of energy, and look around it and see, is there anything about how this might show up that isn't what I prefer, right? And really clarify that so that you have it show up the way you would like for it to. The other thing that tends to happen is we have hidden resistances. So I'm going to give you a quick exercise to see what those feel like so you can identify them on your own. All right. So right now, I want you to think of something that for sure is happening in your life in the next 48 hours. Like it's already 100% it's going to happen. Either it's like seeing yellow flowers that are already planted outside your door. You're going to go to breakfast tomorrow morning. You've already got it on the calendar. You're going to wear a blue shirt tomorrow. Something that you know for certain is already happening. Okay. So already pick that. Now I can only see a few faces. So I'm going to assume when I see those people do this, they have their one thing picked out. All right. Now then close your eyes for a minute. Just take an inhale. Sighing exhale. And in your mind, I just want you to see this for sure manifestation, this for sure happening. And just feel what that feels like in the body. You know for sure you're going to see it. How does that feel? It's for certain. How does that feel? What kind of thoughts or lack of thoughts resonate in that energy, in that assurity? When you've kind of got a flavor of that, just again, open your eyes, give me a little like head nod that you had some sort of experience with that feeling. That assurity feeling. Now I want you to think of something that you don't think there's any chance it's happening in the next 48 hours, right? Winning the lottery, getting a red car, whatever. Think of something that you just, your belief system is like, yeah, I know I'd have to work for that, or there's, you know what they are, right? You know where your resistances are. So now, again, close your eyes. Hold in your mind that thing you don't think is going to happen. And just notice your breath or lack thereof. Notice your feeling and energy about that, your mental state about that. Not trying to fix it right now, just notice what it feels like when you're certain you don't have something coming your way. And then again, once you've had a little flavor of that, just open your eyes. Let me know that you've kind of had an experience of what it feels like when you're certain you're not going to have what you want. So now what I want you to do is a moment ago when Peter had us think of something we want to manifest, what I want you to do right now is hold in your mind the picture of having that as though it's right here with you. And I want you to check your energy. Is your energy sitting more towards the scale of being assured that it's happening? Or is your energy sitting more to the side of thinking it won't happen? Don't try to talk yourself into it. I want you to notice what is the real energy pattern around it. If you're feeling a resistance in the body, just notice where maybe you feel that. And then again, open your eyes once you've kind of had an experience with that. Now, using a thumbs up and thumbs down for the people that I can see, if you're feeling your natural feeling, not your I fixed it feeling, but your natural feeling was more towards the assurity of that coming, give me a thumbs up. If your feeling was slightly more towards the not sure, give me a thumbs down. There's nothing wrong with the thumbs down, by the way. You need to know where you're at, right? I've been here so many times and I didn't even know it. Okay, so what we want to do is get this to become that, and we want this to become this, okay? So the way we're going to do that now is we're going to close our eyes. I want you to take an inhale and again exhale. And in your mind, whatever guide you like to call on, just say, please clear the resistance. now. Hand it to them on a platter. Put all your resistance, your doubt, any sense of low self-worth, any sense of needing to work hard to get where you want, put it on that platter. Say, please take this. Please change it, transform it. I willingly give it to you. If you're feeling that resistance and you're not willing, again, just reaffirm with a little more force. I willingly give this. Thank you for receiving these energies and transforming them. They're not going to come back to you. They're going to send them wherever they need to go. You're free of that energy. And then if you can, without opening your eyes, repeat that body geometry that Peter just gave us. The hands together, then palms open, fingertips touch, tuck in the pinky and the thumb, and do the breathing. And just let your energies settle into the assurity vibration. You don't have to think of the manifestation thing yet. Just settle your energies into the vibration of assurity. And then ever so slowly let in your mind the picture of what you're trying to manifest blossom and bloom. No excessive will needed, just allow it to appear. If you care how it appears, make that clear. If you don't care how it appears, leave it resistance free. When you feel that you've really resonated that assurity, that carefreeness about it, again, just bring your hands to prayer pose and just think gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So thankful. It's so exciting that this is going to be here in my life. This is so exciting that it's going to change my breath, my energy, my vibration, my experience as a human being, my experience as a soul. I'm so excited this is coming. And then hold on to that feeling as you gently bring yourself into the body and open your eyes. So again, just using that thumbs up, thumbs down, how was our experience with that? We had at least a moment where we realized, these are the resistances. This is what I need to go towards, right? So some sort of change. Now, you may still have a lot of resistance. Don't beat yourself up for that. I beat myself up for years about my resistance because I didn't even recognize it. Hopefully with what we're doing today, if you can feel the resistance that you have to the manifestation, you can work through it with breath work, with prayer, with one of your modern day mystic tools, with one of your other tools from other dimensions, whatever it is, but you must identify it first and don't be afraid to identify it. I find that one of the biggest mistakes I made is that I was afraid to look at the negative that I was holding on to because I thought, no, you just got to stay positive. No, you just got to think it's going to happen. No, you just got to keep forcing it. It'll happen. Well, it will, but it's really long. It takes a very long time, right? If you identify the resistance and you actively choose to change that frequency, that vibration to that assurity feeling, that easy assurity feeling, you're going to see things coming into your life like this. And I'm talking little things like the other day, I'm like, I need some glitter pens. And I go to the store and guess what? There's a store that shouldn't have glitter pens, but for some reason they have glitter pens on the end cap. So guess what I bought? Glitter pens, right? So once you get into this place, other little things that you don't even think you're consciously trying to manifest are just going to start showing up. And don't be shocked. That's the other thing I did is I went, oh, am I worth that? Is that, should that be happening for me? Right? So watch out for those little self-sabotaging things that pop up in our life. Yes? All right, so I'm gonna kick this back to Peter. And again, the exercises I give you guys, we flew through those tonight. Take your time with them. Really, like, when I teach them in my own workshop, I mean, we take like a good 30, 45 minutes to identify them. I just wanted to get you the flavor of it today. Yeah. So I am going to scroll through these comments real quick and see if there's anything else that we needed to go. Thank you for all those positive things you guys did for the storm, by the way. I have to say I'm a little bit selfish in that I'm so happy we did that today, because that definitely affects my area. Peter, we're going to have a replay. Yes, that was a question that came earlier, and I was fairly certain.
Yeah, so this is being recorded. I'll have the recording out sometime tomorrow. It'll be on my YouTube channel, so you can, if you're subscribed to it, you should get a notification. But it'll definitely be up by early afternoon.
Okay. And then we have one person who just wants a little clarification on the body geometry.
So again, when I design stuff, it's meant for simplicity, but raw power. And there's no right way, there's no wrong way to do it. It's just the perfect way for you, right? So from the classic V, which promotes unbridled source energy, you just roll your fingertips together, right? So you have like a little bit of a ball. And then with your pinkies, you just fold your pinkies in together and you fold your thumb in together. So it kind of looks like a gateway or a pyramid, which is exactly what it's supposed to look like. And this very simple shape, in terms of frequency, vibration, and power, is a master at manifesting, right? So the simpler something is, the more powerful it is. And the silence is power and the simplicity is power, right? So I'm going to do another demonstration. So this is the box for the forthcoming Oslo pendulum. It's I'm sorry, with this kind of background, it's hard to see, but it is a wooden box. And then on the inside, God, that's horrible. You have a template here, which is burned right into the wood. And this allows you to use the pendulum. So we're going to do two parts of the pendulum tonight. One, we are going to do a massive clearing on everyone's space in real time right now. So although you might not see this moving, or maybe you will, so I'll say something like clear yourself, and it's going to start going back and forth very, very quickly. You see that already? You see how fast that's already starting to move? And, my hand is completely still. This is all, the vibration. Look at that. I mean, it's going to hit me in the nose in a second. Stop. So the first part of this is clearing your space. So the next time she kicks off, you're going to feel a lot of energy moving through you and clearing your space. This is, I did one of these live, was it live or was it a pre-recorded call? I can't remember, but it was pretty wild. So everyone just kind of close your eyes and, feel the space around you. I would like you to clear everybody's space. Here we go. Just close your eyes and the hair on the back of my neck is now standing up. And this thing is really working overtime. If you can take a peek and see what's going on here, just look how fast this guy is moving. You should start to feel everything around you just going absolutely insane, and the clearing has started. I mean, the pendulum is spinning so fast right now. I've never seen it move this. Take a look. If you're not looking, just look at it. Look how fast this is moving. It is really, really working overtime now to clear your space. Stop. Okay. Now, wow, that got me a little lightheaded. Please post your experience in the comments, what you were feeling in that. And now the next one is going to be manifesting. So again, Georgia really articulated the feeling of knowing what you want and how you get there. And again, the simpler you make your manifestation, but fill it with detail, the faster it comes into fruition. So we're going to use the pendulum to bring things into manifesting for you. I've never done this. I don't even know if it's going to work, but yet the universe is telling me to move forward with it for you. So there's definitely validity that something huge is going to happen in your life. We're going to do two. First one's going to be about Milton. We're going to use Zeus pendulum to clear Milton, melt it, disintegrate it, re-steer it, pull it, all of its power out. Here we go. Just imagine in your head Milton faltering. Zeus, please help us to manifest Milton faltering and not harming anyone or anything. Look how fast this is already moving. This is pretty intense. So everyone just keep your energies on Milton faltering, petering out. Interesting that the pendulum's moving counterclockwise and a hurricane normally moves clockwise. Interesting. It's just an observation. Stop. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is for you. So why do we do a manifestation for Milton first? Well, it's kind of like the wishing sphere, right? You need to give back in order to receive. In order to receive, you have to the ability to give. So whenever you are manifesting something, it's always better to wish it on someone else first, whatever it is. In this case, it's, we're wishing it on the intelligence behind Milton, right? Hey, you're no good. We don't want this to happen. Dissipate, and I've seen miracles on very large scales happen with a very small group of people that are really focused on where their attention is. And it doesn't take much. Intention is the most powerful form of creation. You create your reality every day. And when you have a group of beautiful, like-minded people that are all in perfect synchronicity, wishing and manifesting something like Milton to go away in some capacity, there's going to be a lot of miracles that kind of just pop up over the next 72 hours. And we might be aware of them, we might not. But at the end, we're doing some good somewhere, and that's all that matters. So now it's our time. This next manifestation is all about you folks. Whatever you want, clarity of mind. And here we go. Just bring it. Will you help manifest things for everyone in this group tonight? My hand is not moving, and you can see this thing is really starting to pick up now. This is my first venture into pendulums, and this is a winner. So just manifest, think about what you want. We are now using the power of Zeus to bring that thing that you desire into your fruition, into your reality. Know what you want. Oh, wow, look at this. That's really moving.
How's everybody doing?
I'm pretty dizzy.
They're all in the joy vortex right now. They're all in the happy space.
Oh, yeah. I think the clearing was a success. It's pretty wild. You can use a new piece of technology in a pendulum form to clear, however many people are on the call. And it's just really proof positive that space, time, and distance don't matter when you play in the higher octaves, right? Because that energy is all interconnected. So when you look at dissipating something with the veracity of Milton, when you have beautiful people with like minds that are focusing intent, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So, I would not be surprised if something miraculous happens in the next 24 hours with this hurricane. So just, keep an eye on.
Definitely hoping for that here in Florida, but of course hoping it for everyone, because what affects so many people in the country, of course, affects everybody, right? Even last week's devastation affected everybody on some level. If nothing else, it's going to show up in some of the monetary effects that it has across the country and that kind of thing, right? So everything that happens here happens to everyone, and just keeping in mind about the point of manifestation. I don't know how many of you, I assume a lot of you understand that things are connected, but there's levels to understand that at, right? The easy lower level of, or the first level of understanding that we're connected is simple things like saying, okay, if there are forest fires in California, it affects the air quality in Tennessee. We're connected. If the food crops don't thrive in a certain part of India, then Russia doesn't get certain foods that they need, right? If the bees aren't active in one part, it affects somebody else. So that's one level of connectivity. The other connectivity that I'm pretty sure everyone on this call is aware of, but maybe sometimes we lose track of it because it's our own responsibility, not the other person's, is how much we are affected by the people we come in contact with, right? You're in a happy, great mood. You walk into this one store, and by the time you get out of the store, you are just like, and it's because of all the energies that were in there from other people and previous interactions, right? And so then the next interaction you go into, though, if you don't consciously make a choice to move your vibration back to the other spot, you meet the next person at that same level of negative intensity, right? So we all know that those things happen, but there's a step even beyond that. And this is the step that Peter is definitely working out. I'm sure there's a great many people on this call that are working at this next level. I would say when I first witnessed this level, I had the typical resistance, though, of whatever happens to one actually happens to all, because we're all actually of one source energy, one source consciousness, right? And so this sense of separation is what keeps us from manifesting sometimes. So the more and more and more you realize that you are just the one energy, the one source, knowing itself in all these different angles of perception, the more you'll be able to pull those angles of perception to you, manifest exactly what you want to appear in your life. As long as you feel that you're pulling something into your life, though, that is a completely separate entity, a completely separate energy, it'll be more difficult. You can eventually do it. I mean, I've done it. It just took me years. It is where now it's like quick. Yeah.
You know, more to your point about the comments about India and Russia, there's I don't know why this kind of just jogged my memory, but there's an interesting concept called the butterfly effect. So if a butterfly flaps its wings in Japan, it creates a hurricane in the Gulf.
Those butterflies need to chill out. Those butterflies.
But the synchronicities of what we were doing and where your stories were going were just the timing was kind of uncanny in that. And it's basically the story that, a little ripple in time is that, that rock in the water that ripples out and changes everything. So when you bring that back full circle with the work that we just did, 29 minds, 30 minds, directing intent with magic, pure magic behind it is unstoppable. So it's going to be very, very interesting to watch what happens in the next 24 hours, definitely over the next 72.
Excellent, excellent. So I see a lot of good wishes here for the world, for us to see all kinds of peace in the Middle East, to remove the malevolent, resistant forces. So each of us can continue that in our own life with the tricks and tips you used here. Obviously, everyone knows the rule of three. Anytime you have three or more people, the energy is amplified. So maybe, connect with another 2 or 3 people in your sphere of regular contact. You all can continue understanding and playing with this work and bringing it into your life so that it's just second nature. Eventually, it does become your constant awareness, right? it doesn't for a while. You're going to go in and out, right? But then eventually it just becomes more and more consistent and constant. And then it'll take something really big to shove you out of it. You'll learn from that and you'll get right back into it very quickly instead of being brought down for 5 or 6 years trying to get back to where you want to be. Just trust me on that. It does happen. Been it there, but it's a different pace for everyone. There's no right or wrong. So what I would like to know is if anybody has any other questions. We've gone over some breath work to help clear it. We've gone over sacred geometry to help clear it. I went over a couple of techniques to identify your hidden resistances, things that you're not aware of, and then also how to clarify more clearly how you would like it to show up in your life. Also, maybe check how many times you are already manifesting. You are already successful at it in some way, right? You're right here. You're on this call. You just had a clearing that you wouldn't have had otherwise. I mean, you've manifested certain things. How many people got onto the call because they wanted their life to be better, right? Just as simple as that. You want it to be better when you finish. Well, you manifested that. You may have written it off because you already expected that from an interaction with Peter, but it's still a type of manifestation. So give joy to it, and it's just going to keep showing up in your life more and more. Yeah. So hoping all of you guys have clarity about where to take this work, to play with it. I would love to ask Peter if in, I don't know, a few months, we can do another one of these, and basically we'll check in and see how we're doing. You play with the information, you figure out where it's settling well with you, and then where maybe you need some more either energetic help or cognitive clarification to get you on that right path. So I'm going to ask Peter.
We're going to start an idea I've been batting around is kind of doing like a town hall once a week for an hour. It'll be a set time. There'll maybe a loose schedule of something, but it would be just more time spent one-on-one in a very comfortable environment like this. If you have questions really about anything that we can answer, we'll probably do some activations. I mean, all kinds of fun stuff, but it's it's a way of me giving back, and Georgia giving back to the community at large. And it wouldn't be like the MDM show of 10 years ago, where I don't know, I interviewed, I gave up every Sunday for 2.5 years, I think, and I don't want to do that again. So this would probably just be something during the week and just kind of lighthearted and fun. Noni had a question about the breathing. So the kind of the way I like to roll with teachings that I kind of bring through is to go against the grain of everything that is supposed to make sense. I've never kind of sat well with things that are in the consciousness grid where they tell you to breathe through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Okay, well, whatever. Breathing through your mouth and exhaling through your nose in energy work is profoundly more powerful than what you're taught to do normally. So yeah, it's way more powerful, and you'll see that. Give it a shot, try it, see what happens. Experimentation, pushing the envelope is what we're all about.
We have a question about when you think the pendulum might be ready for mass release. I know it's still been in prototype and in testing phase.
So this product is now being photographed. The web page is going to be put together with all the content. I'm just waiting for the production order. So we're looking at a November launch, for definitely before Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And then we do have a more direct question from Karen. Karen is saying she's had a headache. She, I guess, recently had COVID, and she's just wondering what her body might be telling her. So we might not have the same answer here, Karen. What I can tell you from what's coming through for me when you ask the question.
You have a vitamin B deficiency. Check with your doctor on that about vitamin B.
Did you get that, Karen?
Vitamin B.
B as in boy?
Yeah.
Okay. Someone commented that the pendulum feels like it's ready to go. We would agree with that. Sandra, do you put the pendulum between your first finger and your middle finger? She's
I
asking how you
just,
hold it.
so it has a 14-to-1 weight ratio. And there's a lot of ways, there's a lot of probably good books out there. I'm not a pendulum teacher. I'm just the guy that brings it through and makes it happen, right? So I just hold it like this. There's probably a ton of different ways to do it. This is the way I do it. Is it right, wrong, and different? I have no idea. This works for me. Remember, the products that are created here are meant for simplicity, yet designed to be powerful. And I don't ever restrict product design and functionality based on things that are already engraved in the consciousness grid. So if you're astute in pendulums, you use it any way you want, whatever works best for you. I just hold it between my two fingers and now I'm manifesting with it. Now we're doing group collective ideas with it. I had no idea this was going to happen 2 months ago. Where it's going to be in 2 more months, I have no idea. But I build the toolbox. You guys have fun building stuff with the toolbox. So let's, we can explore it together. If this town hall thing starts to come together, we might have some guests on it to kind of, whoever you guys want, and just come on and talk for, with us for a little while, and, we'll make some magic fly.
The last question we have this evening is from Stephen. He's just mentioning that he has some general malaise with running thoughts, so like busy mind and reverse Munchausen syndrome. And he's wondering if you have anything to recommend.
I have no idea what any of that even is. Sorry. But, and again, what I do is very outside the box thinking, but a half a lemon with cinnamon, somehow ingesting that is going to help with that. And that's all I know.
All right. Should we do this manifesting technique every day, or is once enough?
I don't know. I have no idea. Go have fun with it.
I would say what you need to look at is the energy when you do it. So if when you do it the first time, it's already very clear to you, you don't feel any resistance, you can easily and effortlessly see it, and you don't have that fear of it not showing up. That's one thing we didn't really talk about today. If you can get to that place where you don't have a fear of it not showing up, then you've done it the one time. You actually don't need to keep redoing it, because you can actually interfere with the flow. If when you do it, you see, okay, I don't have it quite fully fleshed out exactly what I want. I haven't really gotten rid of this anxiety that has to do with it, so I need to deal with that. Then you'll probably need to do it several times. He mentioned at one point earlier that don't do it more than 3 times a day. For me personally, like I said, how often I work my manifestation techniques comes with what kind of energy I have riding that particular meditation session. Right. So if I feel that I've got a resistance or one of my big ones is the fear of it not showing up. Like, well, what am I going to do if it doesn't show up? Right. So I've had to work through that in my life at different times. So that's how I would pick how often to do it.
I say I don't know, because I really don't. And the best medicine in answering your own questions is based on your own intuition. Does it feel right? Am I comfortable? Has it manifested? But carrying the thought form after you do the body geometry about what you want to manifest as much as you can throughout the day is really a good idea as well.
We're going to round out just this last little bit. Stephen asks, he just typed in uncomfortable. Sorry, I just lost it because it went down. Uncomfortability with integration. Are you saying that you're witnessing that when you do the manifestation technique, you can feel how you have a resistance to the full integration, or you're having a difficulty in life in general integrating? Can you clarify that for us, Stephen? I'm going to the next one. Karen's asking, relationships shifting with manifestations, ? Absolutely. Whenever you are manifesting, the entire structure of who you are is reorganizing to house that in your experience. anytime you guys do something like that, your relationships with people, place, time, work is all going to change. Sometimes it will appear as quote unquote good change. Sometimes it will show up as uncomfortable change. But yes, because if you could hold the vibration you have now and have what you want, you wouldn't need to be manifesting it, right? So everything has to be moving in order to get to that manifestation of it. Now then, it doesn't mean that they're going to fall apart, though. Don't like panic. It doesn't mean your whole life's going to, go sideways.
Action creates manifestation. You can wish for something indefinitely and it'll never come to you unless you take action to bring that thing into fruition. The action creates a reaction, which creates energy, which creates motion in the direction that you're manifesting. So we're going to wrap this up now, but if you're not on the MDM mailing list, get on it, because the town hall meetings are going to be coming. There's just some details to be kind of worked out on, logistics and how we're going to do that, but it'll definitely be done in this environment in Zoom. And it'll really be what you guys want. We'll be there for however long, and probably once a week, once every other week, and we'll see how it goes, and we can create whatever we want that forum to be. So,
and then just to add to that, so that's stuff that we'll be doing through the umbrella of Modern Day Mystic. I have twice a week some free meditations. If you ever want information on those, you can find me on all the social media platforms, well, Instagram and Facebook and YouTube at Light Energy Dancing. That's the name of my company, Light Energy Dancing. I'm currently hosting free meditations every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. And on Sunday mornings, we're doing some grid work for earth healing every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. So you're welcome to join us for those. Just reach out and direct message me through one of those social media platforms, Light Energy Dancing. We've got several thank yous. Thank you for sharing those nice words. Natasha and looks like, well, we've got a ton of them. Thank you guys. That's so nice. Sharon and Karen and Sandra and Allison. iPhone, thank you. Kathy's iPhone. Nadia, thank you all so much for all these positive affirmations. And then I just want to finish out with one last thing today, because I am here for Milton, and I can feel the generosity of all the people that were on this call. So I would like to send a blessing back to you real quick, and then we'll finish out. Yeah, we're done. I hope that the next 48 hours brings you a gentleness in your heart that is beyond any experience you've ever had. I hope that for a moment in time, it stands still and you are moved to the highest vibration available to you at this time. I hope that the generosity that you have shared out into the world returns to you tenfold, 20-fold, 30-fold. I pray that all things are well, all manner of things shall be well, in the great oneness. Amen. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate you being here after such a long day. I'm going to let him take us out. Thank you. I'll see you on the other side of this storm, which is not occurring anymore, right? It's all gone.
thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful evening. Bye-bye.